Vancouver Resource Investment Conference. Ladies and gentlemen, Commodity TV here for you, and we are now at the booth of Tectonic Metals for the first time at our TV channel, and with me here is Tony Reda, the CEO of the company. Welcome, Tony.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, great, and thanks for having us here at your booth.
You're welcome.
How was the show so far?
Oh, the show's actually fantastic.
Super.
I think it's one of the best shows I've seen in a few years. So
good.
Maybe a sign
so
of...
the interest comes back.
Yes. Looks
That's
like we have some
have.
renewed interest in the mining space. Yes, definitely.
Fantastic. Tectonic Metals, maybe you give us a short overview before we dive into your projects. What are you doing? Where are you based?
Yes, definitely. So we're based in Alaska, and the Tectonic team is essentially a lot of the key people behind Kaminak Gold Corporation. Kaminak was most well known for the coffee gold discovery that it made in 2010. We took that asset from moose pasture, 0 ounces to 5 million ounces. We raised 165 million, and we sold it to Gold Corp for 520 million in 2016. We took a year off, tried to figure out the meaning of life, and here we are. A lot of the key people behind that banded together and formed Tectonic Metals, and now we just went public 2 months ago in November of 2019. We've actually drilled 3 discoveries on one of our properties, and we're here to do it all over again.
Okay, super, perfect. Yeah. So that sounds like a game plan. Let's check some boxes here.
Sure.
The team is fantastic.
Thank you.
You have money. I saw in the presentation that the management is 38%, I think.
Yes.
So that means you have skin in the game, right?
Yes, most definitely.
You paid into that?
Yes, the Tectonic team has participated pretty much in every financing, and we own 38% of the shares outstanding. We have 55 million shares outstanding. We own 38% of that, and we actually have no stock options issued. We take our upside in our ownership. So we're fully aligned with our shareholders.
Wow, that's quite rare, and that's really appreciated, honestly.
Thank you.
It brings you on the right side.
Yes, yes,
super.
Definitely.
Okay, let's talk about your projects. What are the projects about? I think it's 3, all of us?
We have 3, yes, that's correct. So the one that we drilled 2 projects last year. And the one where we made the 3 discoveries on is called Tibbs. It's located near the Pogo mine, which is currently owned and operated by Northern Star Resources. We're 35 kilometers away from that. Oh, we have probably about 21 targets on the property. We tested about 7 of them last year. Try to find the center of gravity, which zone has the best potential to yield the highest grade and the most ounces. We drilled 4 holes into this one zone on one fence. All 4 holes hit gold. The best was 6 grams over 29 meters, and it's open to the northeast, it's open to the southwest, and it's open at depth. Wow. So now we want to go in this year and say, okay, we made a discovery, let's figure out now what the scale is. So we want to flush that out. Okay, fantastic. So that sounds to me like a lot of work. Money is in the bank, of course, we saw that already. And so what's the game plan now for 2020? Let's say the next 6 months what are your priority targets? Okay, well, we are going to actually announce, probably in the coming weeks, another project acquisition. So that's one box sort of ticked as far as keeping the project pipeline healthy and active. And we want to drill 2 projects this year. The one I mentioned, Tibbs, with the discovery, we want to drill test that. And we want to drill another project called 70 Mile, where we've partnered up with an Alaska Native corporation. We actually have a production agreement on this asset. It's an early stage asset. What does a production agreement mean? Well, basically, this agreement governs everything from exploration to production to reclamation, the whole kit and caboodle, if you will. And I like that. That's great. And why that's important is because we know where the goalposts are. We've taken a lot of the risk out of the equation. Yeah. And partnering up and working directly with this Alaska Native Corporation is beneficial to both of us because we're both aligned with our shareholders on finding a mine. So this asset hasn't been explored in 20 years. It's been sitting dormant. It's a greenstone belt where we've delineated gold and soil anomalies, rock anomalies, and we have about 8 targets across this 40-kilometer belt that we want to test, and we think the probability for making a discovery is pretty high. So we're excited to get on that property. So that's 2 drill programs this year. So if, you can expect news releases on that front. And always on the hunt for quality shareholders. People ask, when are you going to finance? Well, to me, there's a phrase here called the tail wagging the dog. So how we decide to finance is when we find quality shareholders. That's the key driver. When we find the quality shareholders are aligned with us, then we'll look at that. And we always want to maximize, obviously, the investments into the company and put that capital to use. Okay, super. So is your partner also, let's say, advancing money into the exploration? Pardon, what was that? Your partner also advancing money into your exploration? Oh, yes. They so they help with financing also? Oh, no, sorry. they want to be part of the upside. They get the exposure to the royalty. They haven't actually financed us just yet.
Okay, good. But that's something in the making.
That's something they may consider doing, but that's up to them.
Okay, super. So that means on that project you have like a production scenario for the future.
Well, it's early stage.
Yeah.
There are drilled historical drilling on the property. There's no formal resource yet on the property, so we're still, all the projects are positioned in what we call the discovery stage.
Yeah. Okay, super. All right, let's talk a bit about infrastructure, because we know Alaska could be quite remote, of course, so you have to fly in, fly out, or is there a chance to do at least some of road trucking or whatever?
So infrastructure kills a lot of projects, right? So it's extremely important.
It's costly.
And it's costly. So our Tibbs project is actually located 35 kilometers from an actual producing mine. There's a mill, there's power, there's roads. We're about 30, even less than that, probably about 25 kilometers away from the closest road. We have an airstrip on site. We have a small winter road. So as far as infrastructure is concerned, we would probably, if this were to become a production scenario, we could tie into some of that's already nearby, and being 30 kilometers is not as costly or as remote as some of the other projects.
So it's more flat country, or
it's rolling hills, similar to the Coffee Gold project. So plateaus, rolling hills.
So makeable.
Yeah, totally. We take that into consideration when we acquire these projects. Is it mountainous? What's the terrain? The topography is another thing that can kill projects or make mining very difficult. So, when you're looking for big things, large-scale deposits solve a lot of infrastructure issues. So if we look at a project that's a little bit more remote, we want to see a big footprint for a large system. Coffee, for example, Coffee was our project with Kaminak that we advanced and sold. One of the biggest knocks against that project was it's too remote. And my answer to them was that if you find 3 million ounces, it's not going to be remote. And hence we found 5 million ounces, and it's now in the permitting and on track to becoming Yukon's next gold mine.
Yeah, fantastic. So you want to repeat the success, obviously.
Oh, and do it better.
I love that.
For sure. Of course, we did it once before. Obviously, having a track record and experiences to draw upon is going to be beneficial. But we definitely want to play big, and we think we can do it all over again.
Super. Do we talk about gold only, or do you think there might be other metals associated?
Those two projects I mentioned is gold only, but we do look at other metals, copper, nickel, things of that nature. But gold's our bailiwick. Gold's where what we know best.
Super. Tony, thank you very much. That sounds like a good first start. Even the company is really new.
It is.
And it's like 3 months you are quoted, right?
Yes, exactly.
So we look forward to hear more from you guys. And I would say keep it going, because this world needs more gold.
I totally agree, and thank you again.
Super, thank you very much.
Now.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, it was Tony Reda from Tectonic Metals, and you heard it, brand new company, just listed and IPO'd in November last year, and it's the old Kaminak team. So the guys have a real sensational track record, and as he said, they took 1 year off just to enjoy life. I mean, that's really understandable. I would do the same, honestly. And now they are back on track because they want to repeat the success at the minimum, maybe do even more. And I think it's worth watching the company. Check it out. Thanks for watching us, and bye-bye from Vancouver.